In this movie, I'll show you how to save and load actions inside Photoshop, and this is an essential thing to do. I'll go ahead and bring back up the Actions panel. And the reason that it's so essential is if I were to crash right now, I'd lose everything I've done. And that's because when you crash, you lose preference settings. And insofar as Photoshop is concerned, everything that you're doing inside the Actions panel is nothing more than a preference. So you could take a moment to quit Photoshop and then everything would get saved because when you quit, Photoshop saves out its preferences. But an even safer way to work is to save your actions. Also, that allows you to share your actions with other folks. So even though I recorded these actions on a PC, they're going to work just as well on your machine, whether it's a PC or a Mac. And oftentimes, your actions will work between different versions of the software. So anything that you recorded back in the old days, say inside CS3, is probably going to work fine inside the most recent version of the software. And your new action should work in previous versions of the software as well, as long as they call up features that actually exist. So here's what you do. You go up to the Actions panel flyout menu, and you'll see that you have the Save Actions command. And this is what throws people, is that it's oftentimes dimmed. And the reason it's dimmed is because I don't have the right thing selected. I have an action selected. What I need to do is select the action set, because you save entire sets of actions at a time. And that allows you to also control exactly which actions you save in the event that you want to share them with other folks. So go ahead and click on the action set itself, and then go up to the flyout menu and choose the Save Actions command. Now, by default, Photoshop is going to direct you to this folder called Actions. And what that does is save the entire action set so that it's now available from the flyout menu. So you can bring it up anytime you like. But more likely what you want to do, especially if you're going to share these actions with other folks, you want to go ahead and save your actions to a more accessible folder. So what I'm going to do is save these actions right now to the 42 actions folder so that those of you who have access to the exercise files can just go ahead and load up these actions if you like. And now click on a Save button in order to save them out, and I am now protected. I'm so protected, in fact, that I'm going to take this action set and I'm going to delete the entire thing by pressing the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac and clicking on the trash icon. So I just basically simulated a crash at this point, got rid of everything. Oh, those hours and hours of work that I've lost. But it's not a problem at all because I back things up. So to load actions, and this works for those of you who are loading actions that are shared with you by other folks as well, click on the flyout menu icon and choose the Load Actions command. And then navigate your way, in my case, to the 42 Actions folder. Click on that action set, outputactions.atn to select it, and then click on a Load button, and everything comes back, including whether or not the action was twirled open, as you can see here. And by the way, for those of you who would expect to be able to expand and collapse a bunch of actions at the same time by Alt-clicking or Option-clicking on the triangle, that's not how it works. Let me show you what does happen. I'll go ahead and close Convert for Prepress, and then I'll press the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac and click on a twirly triangle. And notice instead of twirling open all the actions, it twirls open all the steps inside of that particular action. And then if you want to close all the steps, then Alt-click or Option-click on the triangle for the action itself. And then the next time you twirl it open, without pressing the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac, you'll see that all of your steps are collapsed. And that, friends, is my small treatise on actions, including how to save your actions so that they're protected and you can share them with friends, coworkers, and even people that you don't know.